I've struggled with this disorder called Trichotillomania, and it's where you pull out your hair. Some people have it, like they pull out the hair on their head, or they'll pull out like arm hair, leg hair. I pull out my eyebrows and my eyelashes, and I've had that since about 6th grade. So it's about 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 6 years, 9 years now, almost 10 years. And it was like really, really bad in like high school and middle school, where I just had no eyebrows and no eyelashes at all. And then kind of towards like a year, maybe this past year, it's just started to get better. So it's kind of just been this ongoing process of not picking the hair out of my face. And I was in 5th grade, and I just started to like pick my eyebrows. And this one girl came up to me, just out of nowhere, like this girl that I knew in 5th grade, and she was just like, "Why do you have no eyebrows?" And I was like so taken aback by it, and she's like, it's so weird, like, you're so weird. And like, it doesn't seem very much like bullying per se, because she was more confused than she was like angry or like trying to be mean. But it was definitely a moment of like, for me, like feeling like ultimately bad about myself. I was just like, oh God, like this is something I've done that's so horribly, horribly wrong. We're always very kind of treated me like I looked weird. Like I guess like how most people feel when they look differently than other people. You just kind of like, it's not like outward discrimination, but it's definitely like, you know something's up and you know something's wrong and you know people are looking at you differently. I never knew anyone that had Trich. I didn't really find a community until I like looked up things on the internet, and I was like, oh, people have this thing. And I didn't really know it was a thing until I like I was just in counseling normally, and my counselor was like, oh yeah, there's this thing, like it exists, it's a disorder in the world, and it's like kind of a part of like having OCD, and they don't really know a whole lot about it. And so it became like, oh, I guess it's an actual thing that other people in the world have. But I never knew anyone personally that had it. But I had people tell me like, oh, I pull my hair out when I'm stressed out, or oh, I pull my hair out for whatever reason. And I always secretly think that like at least one of those people had it, but they just never knew what it was or told me what it was or ever came to terms with the fact that it was like a problem for them. My goal was to always like eventually go get your eyebrows done. Like normal people, like everyone's like, oh, like I go get my eyebrows done. And I was always like, someday I'll do that. Like someday I'll get to a point where I have enough eyebrows to go get my eyebrows done. And I eventually did, and I was so pissed because the lady was like clearly like, you don't really have enough eyebrows for me to do your eyebrows. And I was like, oh. But like still to this day, like there's just parts of my, like I have one spot right here where it just like won't grow back because it's just too much trauma on the hair follicle, and it just like won't grow back. And so that's always still, like I still fill in my eyebrows, and I still like put on mascara and eyeliner just because it's like I still am weird with my face. But it's always gotten better, especially like now that it's getting better. Like now that the disorder is getting better, it's getting easier. But I don't think there's ever been a point where I was like, oh, like I'm fully, totally happy, just like without anything, going out in public without any makeup on, just because it's still kind of weird, and it's still kind of fresh, I guess, because it's just been this past year. But like, I feel better. I hate pulling my eyebrows out, but like I'm so glad like I've always taken care of my hair up here, and I've dyed it a lot, and I've like years and years and years of dyeing my hair. But I mean, I love the way that like my eyebrows grow. Like I love the shape that they have, and I have really long eyelashes now that I finally have them.
Well, thank you for sharing your story, Alana.
I'm glad. I hope it like helps other people that have Trich to like.
I actually was meaning to tell you, but there's a person who was interested in this project, and they also had Trich, and I told them there's actually been a few people who've had Trich and want to be part of this. Like they didn't know anyone who had it.
You don't know, because like no one talks about it, and no one wants to talk about it, because like the weird disorder, you know? Like it's like people are like, oh, I pull my hair out all the time. But it's so different when it's like every day you look in the mirror and you're like, I have to pull this hair, and I have to pull this hair, and I have to pull this hair. And then all of a sudden everything's gone.